everyone. We're
Hi.
going to get started. Just as a little introductions, we're from the Office of Healthy Homes, which is right across the street from the library and right next to Quincy High on Coddington Street. 34 Coddington Street is where our office is. My name's Kate. I work doing some intake of applications in our office. I'll work on our social media and outreach.
And I'm Jane. Nice to meet you all. I'm so glad you're here today. We, as Kate said, we're in the Coddington building in the planning department. So if you've ever been up there, we're on the third floor there. And in our office, I do a whole bunch of different things. I'm the lead program manager for de-leading your home. And I manage the contractors and do a lot of the reporting back end kinds of things.
Yeah.
So.
Also in our office is Joyce. You may have seen her passing out the flyers. Joyce also does intake of that application. So just a little bit about our office. So our mission is to make sure that everyone in Quincy is able to have a safe, affordable, and healthy home. Through this, we have a couple different programs in our office. We're only going to be speaking about one today, the Aging in Place program, but we have the South Shore Healthy Homes program with Jane managed that she works with the lead abatement, the housing rehab program, our first-time home buyer, and an older adult aging in place, as we mentioned, we're going to be talking about today. So we like to say we have a program for everyone's walk of life. Our South Shore Healthy Homes is for young families. First-time home buyer, you're looking to buy your first home, so that's when you're a little bit younger, housing rehab, and then when you're a little bit older, we have our older adults program. So our older adult aging in place program, so we'll provide up to $5,000 in a grant. So a grant meaning you don't have to pay us back at all. It's just $5,000 to make necessary changes to your home to help your accessibility and help you age in your home. So you do have to be over the age of 62 to qualify for this program and live in Quincy.
Another sort of important thing about this program is it is not a federal program. It is just through the city. It's not federal. So this is just through the city. So we are not in danger of losing any funds. So we highly encourage everyone to apply and take advantage because it's actually run through our Affordable Housing Trust Fund.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and this program can tailor to the needs of the applicant. So if you need like a ramp or maybe converting a shower into a bathtub into a walk-in shower, that works. And so a little bit about how the process is going to work. You'll apply through our office. So we have the applications here, or you can mail one to you, whatever is easiest if you want to give us a call. And when you apply, we will need and there's a list at the end of this as well, but we'll need some documentation from you. From there, we'll have our inspector, Doug, go out. You'll be receiving a call from him. You can let Doug know of your concerns as you age in your home, and then he'll make some suggestions based on what you're looking for. And then we'll grab the contractor. We have some from our office that we use for our other programs as well. And the work should be done all within around probably three months.
Yeah, so from the time that we approve your application and we get Doug out there and then we sign the contract, then we pick a contractor and they have to go out there, but they often have projects before they can get to yours. So that's why we like to give them sort of a 3-month timeline. Sometimes it happens a little sooner than that and sometimes it happens at the end, but that's about the right time estimate. I do think one of the cool things about this program, and it might be on our next page here, in terms of the things that qualify for the program, there are sort of the obvious like grab bars or, converting a tub to a shower, but we have done windows, and that it still qualifies because if a window is sticking and it's hard to move up and down, we would consider that, a hurdle for somebody aging in their home. So we'd want to replace the windows. So I mean, I think it's very broad and it allows for a lot of different
Yeah.
things. So I don't want to say, if you think about your home and you're like, well, I don't want grab bars, that doesn't necessarily mean you wouldn't be a great candidate for our program if there's something else you'd like.
And so this support covers upgrades such as wheelchair ramps, accessible showers, exterior lighting, uneven outside pathways, grab bars. I know we just mentioned 3 months, but it all is dependent on how soon we get your information in, how soon the application is processed, and from there, how soon the contractor can come to work in your house. But I would say the longest period would probably be around 3 months.
So the question was, what about the easy things in your home, right? Like changing the batteries in your smoke detector, changing the lights, the things that used to be, every day, but maybe aren't quite as easy now. Who's going to come out for these little things? And one was a gas fireplace, right? And so I would say for our program in particular, we don't take care of those sort of little everyday things. That being said, if you do qualify for our program and a contractor's on site or Doug is on site, that is something that they would absolutely help with. We do that all the time. And I know that that's not all the time, every time, but while they're out there, they would definitely assist with those things. I would recommend talking to the fire department. And if you'd like, you can always call our office and we can put together a list of resources as well. That's not a question we've had before, so I appreciate it.
And like Jane said, we can definitely put together some resources for you guys to give them a call. If we don't have the answer or we can't help, we can definitely find someone who we can direct you to that is going to be able to help you.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. So our office does all sorts of housing things, specifically with housing rehab. So we're not finding people homes, but we are doing fixes, like you mentioned. So if there's something that's fix related or repair or something along those lines, even if we're not specifically the right resource, we can help you find the right resource here in Quincy. So always feel free to give our office a call. And anything housing related, we have so many contacts in the city and with different organizations, QCAP and NeighborWorks, that's a great one. And we can always direct you to the right person.
And these are just a list of a couple different things. As you mentioned earlier, it's really dependent on you as the applicant, what you're looking for. So there's a whole list of things that we can do, but these are just a small little examples of what are available. Our program is income-based, so in order to be eligible, you'll have to make under this income. This is the income limits that we use across the board for all of our programs. And so it's going to be based on whoever is living in the house. That's going to be, you're going to look in the list. And as mentioned at the end, there is the list of the documentations that's needed, but it's going to be around 2 months of your bank statement, 2 months of whatever income you're receiving, pension, SSI, retirement, whatever that may be. And then we'll need a picture of your ID as well and your homeowner's insurance. If you're going to go through the program, we'll usually max out, like get up to that $5,000 limit so that when you are applying and you're submitting all these documents, it will be a multiple things that we're going to be repairing. So typically we don't just do like a singular grab bar just because the documents are required to be submitted when we are going to be sending out any of the contractors.
Yeah, I would say in general, the city would prefer to do sort of a one-touch approach. If we're going into your home, we want to do everything possible we can to fix it so people aren't coming back repeatedly again and again. So that would be our sort of motivation to use up that whole $5,000.
And just, reiterating what we just said, these are the documents that you'll need for the most recent tax return. I know most of you probably haven't filed in the most recent years. We do have a form that just gets your IRS transcript. So that'll be sent into the IRS and they'll just send back something that says whoever the applicant is hasn't filed. And so that's what we'll just use in place of the tax return. You can email it to us too if you have it, as you mentioned, you went paperless. If you have it in an email or if it's on some sort of, online, like mobile banking app. That's
you can
something.
also come in
Yeah.
to our office at any point and we're happy to walk you through it. And we're also going to have office hours
Yeah.
here.
The question was about IRA, and that is going to be, we'll average that out your monthly to get your annual income for your IRA, and then we'll stack it up if you also have other forms of income like SSA, we'll combine them all together. If you're getting a monthly income, a monthly payment, typically we'll include that in your annual income.
We do include payments, veterans, survivors benefits as part of your income. We would also include things like maybe your child is giving you a consistent $500 a month and we see it. It's not a one-off, but we're seeing it multiple times. That would be something that we would count towards your income as well. Because when we're looking at that, we look at 2 months and we're doing our best to estimate what you're going to get for the year. So that, just to clarify a little bit about that, when we look at your bank statements, we are looking for the deposits in there.
We're only looking at the deposits. We're not looking at how much you have or your withdrawals. We're just looking at those deposits to gather that income for those 2 months, and then we'll, average it out to get that yearly income, that annual income. Does anyone have any additional questions? Here is our contact information up on here. It's also on your flyers as well. So if you want to look to the top corner, Jane's number will be on the front side, and then Joyce's number will be on the back side.
So the question was, do you see assistance for renters as well? And the answer is hopefully. I don't want to say that yes, absolutely, but we are seeing a need here in the city and we are trying to address all the needs. Potentially what's in your bank statement isn't necessarily going to be on everything on your tax return, so we need to look at both to get the full picture and then estimate what you would actually be getting per year.
And since we're in the beginning, since we're in January, we're going to be predicting for the whole future year. That's why Jane mentioned we're looking at those bank statements as well as a combination of your previous tax return and those pay stubs or income and your bank statements, because we're going to be predicting for the year 2026 now, for the year to come. That's just kind of like a general overview of our older adults program.
This one is strictly Quincy, but which town are you from? Which town are you from? Weymouth. So we do have other programs. And I'm not sure that Weymouth has a similar program to this, but I know that they do have a housing rehab program which would do many of the same things. There would just be a few additional documents because that is a federal-based program, but their allocation was renewed. So I know that there's funding for this year. Additionally, we also applied for the lead grant, which could apply to anyone in this room. It is for renters and homeowners. You would just have to have a home built before 1978 and a child under 6 either living with you or who frequently visits. So if you ever watch your grandchild, and that's actually a $30,000 5-year forgivable loan to do the lead, and then an additional $10,000 of repairs. And that does apply to Weymouth as well.
She had asked if this program is just to Quincy only, and the answer is yes. This specific Aging in Place program is just restricted to Quincy homeowners, although we do have a couple other programs that are of larger, up to $30,000. One is going to be our housing rehab mentioned earlier. And then our other is going to be our lead abatement program, which expands into Weymouth, Braintree, and Randolph as well. And so that lead abatement program is up to $30,000, and it also will remove the lead from your house, but it will come with an additional $10,000 Healthy Homes grant as well. So that $10,000 is just a grant. You won't need to pay it back. So that will be coming as well.
And that grant can help with many of the things we talked about here. Maybe not specifically bathtubs to showers, but we've certainly replaced windows, we've done ramps, lots of mold remediation, things like that with that grant. So the program that, the $5,000 that we spoke about is just aging in place. That's what we would call it out of our office. I know that there are other programs that have a similar name. But then the Healthy Homes program, it's our South Shore Healthy Homes program. That one is a separate program, just also run out of our office.
So our program is the Aging in Place. If you want to call our office, we can, refer you to other places and, different communities. But this program is just the Aging in Place for City of Quincy only.
Well, thank you all for coming. I really appreciate your time today. Please feel free to reach out to us at any time with questions you might have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.